Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to go over how to configure your AI Astrologer web agent so that it matches the look and feel of your website's theme. In addition to that, we'll also go over some of the more advanced features, including the sign-up form, which you can use to capture user information and then import into your mailing list, as well as the paywall feature, which you can use to monetize your agent using Stripe Connect. Now, if you haven't watched the previous video that we did on how to create one of these using the Brilyi platform, I suggest that you go ahead and do that first. And before we get into the details of today's presentation, let's go ahead and just very quickly demo the astrologer agent so you can see what it does. So on the Easy Horoscope homepage, we've got a button over here on the bottom right which says Speak to the Astrologer. Let's go ahead and click that.
Hello, I am the astrologer. What is your zodiac sign?
I am a Leo.
One moment while I calculate your chart. O radiant Leo, celestial child of the sun, today, November 5th, 2025, the universe unfurls its jeweled tapestry just for you, illuminating your path with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. Your heart beats with the courage of a lion, and your spirit dances with the fire of creation. The cosmos recognizes your innate majesty, passion, and unwavering loyalty. Embrace the cosmic alignments today, as they hold powerful messages for you, especially with Mercury opposite Uranus shaping your path. How do you feel about the cosmic energies influencing your day?
Can you tell me how the moon phase will influence my day?
Today, the full and supermoon is in Taurus, showering you with grounding energy. This supermoon acts as a cosmic amplifier, magnifying your intentions and illuminating the path to tangible success. It calls you to honor your values, nurture your body, and savor the beauty of the present. Let this lunar radiance anchor your dreams in reality, infusing your ambitions with patience and steadfastness. How do you plan to harness this powerful lunar energy today?
Okay, so that's what the astrologer will do, and it'll carry on a conversation with the user for as long as you've configured the maximum duration of the conversation, and we'll show you how to do that as well. So let's go ahead and get into how exactly to get the widget to match the look and feel of our website. All right, so on the Brilyi platform in the agent section, which you can get over here on the left side nav bar under agents. We've got our astrology agent that we created in the previous video. I'm going to go ahead and edit that agent and then go to the web agent settings. Now down below where the allowed domains are, we've got the widget settings, and this is where we can control all of the different colors as well as the different text for the labels and the buttons and everything like that. So the button text will control what text appears in the button, and all of this can be done in any language that you want. You can also control the button position, whether it appears on the bottom right or the left or the middle or at the top. The size of the button, and then the avatar image. Now, you can choose either to have the clip or list or image, and the clip just shows like a default image on there. But if you choose image, you're going to want to give it a publicly available URL to whatever image you want to use in your widget. And then down below are the theme colors, and these basically are the ones that control all of the different colors for the widget. Now, the base color is what controls the button background. It also is the foundation for the widget's primary theme colors, and it establishes the default hue or the brand identity. The base hover color is what it changes to when you hover your mouse over the button, and then the active color controls the color it turns when you click it. This base border color is controls the border around the overlay of the main widget panel. It also controls the border of the transcript box and the chat input field, the border of the modals, and the border of the feedback buttons, the cancel buttons in the modals, and provides the general edge contrast throughout the widget. The base primary color is what controls the text for the user messages. So inside of the text box in the widget, when it shows the agent speaking and then it shows what the user says, that base primary color will turn the text of the user's conversation, end of the conversation, into this color of the base primary color. The base error color is what is used for any error messages, like if there's some type of connection error or anything like that. And then the accent color is the primary color of the header gradient, the title text in the modals, the background of the modal, the background color of accent and confirmation buttons, the default background of the avatar, and it also defines the AI agent's brand accent hue. Now, the accent hover color is the hover color for accent buttons, the modal OK, accept, things like that. And then it also controls the button hover feedback in modals and accent areas. The accent active color is the second color of the header gradient, the end of it, and it completes the header's two-tone effect that we saw there. Now, the accent subtle color is the muted accent text and icons. It also provides a lighter or secondary accent contrast. And then the accent primary color controls the avatar background and the highlight color and accent emphasis within transcript or header elements. The avatar first color is the left half of the avatar circle when you use, instead of using the image, you use the clip. And then it's the first bubble color if you use the avatar type of list. Now, the primary tone of the agent's circular profile icon is also controlled by the avatar first color. And then the avatar second color basically completes those things. It's the right half of the avatar circle, it's the second bubble when you do the list, and then the secondary tone of the agent's avatar icon. Now, to change the colors, all you do is just click on this color selector, and the best way to do this is to use this eyedropper icon and then hover over the colors on your website's theme and click on them with the eyedropper, and then it'll select that color for you. Now, down below the colors, we've got the shape and the radius of the buttons. So this controls the shape of the buttons. And then below that, we've got some interface toggles for enabling the mute the mic button, and then enable the transcript, as well as enable chat mode. Now, chat mode is used when you want to allow the user to not only speak to the agent, but they can also use text and typing to have a conversation. And then this expanded behavior just controls when, after you click the button, if it opens up expanded or collapsed. Now, these various text labels are used for the header title. Okay, so that's the header of the widget. And then all of these other ones are pretty much self-explanatory. And then this session ending message is what shows in the modal a few seconds before the end of the conversation, when the conversation is nearing its max duration. And you can change that to whatever you want. You can put it in whatever language that you want. And then the session ending lead seconds is how many seconds before the conversation is going to end for it to show that modal. Now, the session ending prompt is what the agent will say when the conversation is reaching its max duration, and then the agent will actually speak to the user and say, hey, your session will end in X amount of seconds. Let's wrap this up. And then the terms and conditions, when you first click on the button to interact with the agent, it brings up a terms and conditions modal. And what is displayed in there is controlled by this text here. And then this local storage key is just the key that it uses in the browser's local storage to save whether the user has actually accepted the terms and conditions. So when you're playing with all of this, it's best to have your website in an incognito browser, and then you can change these settings, save them in your agent, and then go to your website, reload the page that you have the agent configured to display on, and then see how the different settings affect your agent. Now that we've covered how to change the look and feel of your agent, let's go ahead and cover some of the more advanced features, including the sign-up form. Okay, so in the agent configuration screen on the access control tab, you've got these different settings that you can configure. The first is require visitor sign-up. So if we click on require visitor sign-up, then there's some things that we can do down here in the sign-up form fields. Now, the sign-up form has some base fields, core fields, which include the user's full name and their email address. But you can configure any number of different fields by adding them in this sign-up form fields section. So let's say you wanted to capture the user's phone number. We could just click on add field, and then we can type in phone number here. And then give it a label of phone number. And then the field type will be text, and we won't make it a required field. So click on save, and that adds that field. And then if we wanted to ask them, for example, for their date of birth, we could do that too. And then click save field. All right. So now that we have that selected, we can click require visitor sign up and then save our agent. And now when we go to use the agent, it'll require the user to sign up first. Let's check out how that works. Okay, so back on the Easy Horoscope web page, we click now on Speak to the Astrologer after we've configured our sign up form. And the first thing it's going to do is ask the user to please sign up. So we'll put in our name, our email address rather, and it just auto-filled all this information for me and put in our date of birth. I wish. And then click accept. And then now this displays the terms and conditions, which we also saw in the web agent widget settings. And it basically just says, by clicking agree, each time I interact with the AI agent, I consent to the recording, storage, and sharing of my communications. So, and we click accept. And then it's going to go ahead and
Hello,
launch
I am the astrologer. What is your zodiac sign?
Okay, so back on the Brilyi platform, under Web Agent Tools, we can go to Web Agent Signups. And here we can see all of the different signups that took place when users interacted with an agent where we configured the signup to be required. And so this is where you'll gather all of your sign up data. You can use this, you can export it to a CSV for your mailing list. And I believe MailChimp and SendGrid integrations are coming soon. So those will automatically populate your audiences in MailChimp for your different campaigns and automations. Next, let's go over how to configure the paywall for the agents so that you can actually monetize your agents. So Back under Web Agent Tools, we've got the paywall settings and the price plans. We also got payments where we can view all of the payments that we received from Stripe Connect for anyone who paid for one of our agents where we configured the paywall. And before we set up our paywall settings, the first thing we're going to want to do is configure a price plan. So if we click on price plans, we can see here that we've already got one for our astrology agent. But let's go ahead and delete that, and then we can create a new price plan. So we'll call this astrology agent price plan. This is going to be for a specific agent. Now you can set up the scope to be either for a specific agent or for all of the agents in your organization. And if you select specific agent, then you need to select which agent it's for. The billing type, you can select either a subscription plan, metered usage, an access pass, or a one-time payment. We'll go ahead and select one-time payment. And then everything in Stripe having to do with money is all done in cents when it comes to the US dollar. So we'll charge $1 to interact with the agent. So we're going to enter in 100 cents. And then the duration will be 5 minutes. So $1 to talk to the agent for 5 minutes. And then is active is just defaulted to true. We'll go ahead and click save on that. And that's all we have to do to set up our price plan. Now, the next thing we're going to do is set up the actual paywall settings. And in here, what we do is click on new paywall. And again, we've got a scope where we can select either the agent, or this paywall can be for all of the agents in the organization. We're going to go ahead and select agent. Then we're going to select the astrology agent. This is a one-time payment. And then we're going to select the price plan that we created. Now, allow returning users access basically means that if someone has paid for this agent previously, then they won't be charged again. And require sign up for first. If you select that, then it will display the sign up form before it asks them to pay for the agent. So we've got this set up the way that we want it. Now we're just going to click save. And that is all we need to do for the paywall portion. Now, before we can actually use the paywall, we need to set up the Stripe account. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, to set up our Stripe account, we're going to do that in the organization dashboard. We get to that over here on the left side nav bar. Click on organizations and then click on this button, open the dashboard. Now down below the API key management is this button, connect to Stripe account. Go ahead and click on that, and then we'll enter in our business name. Type in easy horoscope and then continue to Stripe. Now it's just going to take a couple seconds before it brings up the Stripe interface. And then we're doing this on the dev site, so we don't have to enter in all of our personal information and have it on YouTube. But if you do this on the live system, it works exactly the same way, except obviously you have to put in all your real details. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do is ask us to use a phone number. So we'll say use the test phone number. And then if you put in your real phone number, they're going to send you an SMS message to your phone number just to verify that you own that. Here we're just putting in a bunch of zeros. And then the next thing it's going to do is start to ask us about our business. Now we've got three options here. We can either be an individual, or we can be a company, or we can be a non-profit organization. We'll just choose individual for now and click continue. And then the next thing it's going to want to do is ask us for our name. So let's just go ahead and put in the name and the email address. Put in the real email address. And then date of birth. and an address. This looks good. And put in a phone number. And then a social security number. All right, and last 4 digits of a social security number. Then we'll click continue. This is not a valid phone number. Okay. There we go. All right, business details. Easy horoscope will be entered before. Industry will choose software. Product description, Brilyi voice agent paywall system. We'll call this Easy Horoscope Astrology AI. All right, we'll click continue. All right, now it's going to want you to connect your bank account so that any money that you make, Stripe will transfer that money to that specific bank account. We're just going to use their test institution, and then it's going to use this interface to connect to your bank account so that you can log in securely and get all the information, account IDs and numbers and everything like that. So we'll just say agree and continue. And it brings up a bunch of test bank information. We'll say connect accounts. And save account with link, not now. And then done. All right, so it connected our account. The next thing we need to do is click continue. And review and submit. All right, this all looks good. We're going to agree and submit. All right, and then we've got our account ID here. We're all connected to Stripe. And if we want to access the Stripe dashboard so that we can see how much money we're making, we just click on this button, and that will connect us to the Stripe dashboard. And of course, we're using the test mode, so it says that here. All right, so that's now that we've set up our Stripe account and we set up our paywall, we're ready to see how this works with our agent. So let's do that next. Okay, but before we test out the paywall, we need to configure the agent to actually use the paywall that we set up. So back here in our agents, we click on Edit, click on Access Control, and then Require Payment Before Access. I'm going to take off this Require Visitor Sign Up, and then we just click Save Changes. And everything at this point should be ready. So let's see what it does. Okay, so before we actually test our paywall, there's a couple of things that we need to double check. The first is on the access control, we need to make sure that this require visitor sign up is selected in addition to the require payment before access. And then with those savings changed, we also need to just check the price plan name because this is what is going to display in the payment modal. So rather than that saying astrology agent price plan, we'll just say astrology agent payment. All right, and click save. Okay, with those two things saved, we should be good to go to test out the paywall feature. All right, so let's do that in a new incognito window. And we'll go to the Easy Horoscope website, and we will try to access the Speak to the Astrologer button now. It's going to ask us for a sign up, so we'll put in our information. All right, and click accept. And then it says access astrology agent payment. Wants us to put in our email address. And then we click on continue to payment. That's going to go ahead and bring up Stripe. So we can pay by link if we already have that set up in Stripe. And then we just enter in our credit card information and click pay and access our agent. And that's it. So we covered everything about how to get your agent to look like your website theme, how to set up a sign-up form so that you can capture user information for your mailing list, and also how to set up a paywall so you can monetize your agent. If you have any questions about this or anything else having to do with Easy Horoscope and the Brilyi Voice AI platform as it relates to the astrology AI, just leave them in the comments below or reach out to us via email. All right, we'll see you in the next video.